the P-51 here. Massive D-Day invasion. We have all kinds of units out here. We have troops coming to land. We've got naval bombardment. We have guns here. This is going to be a truly massive mission. We're flying here in the P-51. We have P-47s coming in. We drop troops down on the beaches and behind the beaches. We're going to be storming German positions. We have strike missions heading inland now. Truly is the day of days. You can see the naval bombardment, some of our ships taking fire. I'm not sure how accurate that is historically. I'm sure they took some naval gun damage. Down here, it looks like the sorry for any lag, not a whole lot I can do about that, unfortunately. I mean, this is a huge mission with a ton of moving parts. The culmination of our Prelude to D-Day campaign. D-Day itself. We're going to go right between these formations of C-47s. Bring your troopers! Go ahead and set my rocket selectors. Get troops down on the beaches. Get a good little exterior view here. You can see that some of the ships have taken hits, but they seem to be relatively okay. Firing in. You can see bombs dropping in the distance. Battleships, cruisers, destroyers. LSTs bringing in tanks. Of course, boat landing craft. As they near the beaches. Getting ready to deploy troops as we speak. Omaha Beach, June 6, 1944. With the lag we're seeing, I can assume that the troops are beginning to land. Once again, I apologize for lag. Let's just look at the massive scale of what we have here, give you just a picture of what we're dealing with. Troops. Tons on both sides. My rockets got deselected. make a strafing run here along the beach. As would have happened on that day. Try to make it that much easier for our troops. So the paratroopers are coming in. That's going to cause some lag. Sorry, guys. Storming the beaches. Once those parachutes land, it should clear up some. Things going on. Paratroopers landing to secure towns from the Germans. Getting ready to have tanks on the ground. Down there. As our strafe hits them hard. Truly massive endeavor. Let's see if I can get this set now. That's the wrong button. Alright, there we go. Now let's make sure that we're set. Alright, we're set for a rocket run. Let me just show you how many things are still here. Look at all the dots. So much going on. Tell my flight to just go engage ground targets. Flight, engage target of opportunity. No, if I might actually have accidentally made myself solo. P-47's there. So I'm making a strafing run here. Alright, we took out a black gun. rocket run. As the battle progresses, this should clear up. Try to get some altitude so I can make this run. And we have an artillery position down here. C-47s sorting themselves out. We're ready to head home. Just do a little sighting. Oh, just up one. It's not doing the run. Alright, we're strafing them. I don't die in the strafe. Why didn't it go? Well, let's get some looks at what we still have here. Looks like allies are starting to get a foothold. Not sure why we had rocket misfire there. Do I even have rockets actually? Oh no, I just went in. I just went clean. That would explain it. Alright guys. I should have brought rockets with me. A rumless Winchester. Another artillery. Heavy damage to another. Looks like the Allies have done a good job securing a foothold here on main part of the beach. Looks like there's still some shots coming off from Germans down here. And it looks like the armor has also landed. Some Germans here. Let's see if we can clear that up. Some strafing. That would have been done. Aircraft, the actual D-Day landings. Looks like they're also getting up these cliffs as well. I'm going to put shots out all over the Germans here. I'm going to help all these labels. That's just so we can see everything. Alright, more Winchester. That'll do it for us. The aircraft all over as the Allies go to pummel the Germans. Let's go to the F-10 map now that we are done here. See what's left. There's still some flak all over the place. The paratroopers have landed. Let's check out this part of the beach. That's a carnage. It looks like the Allies have established a foothold and are storming up hills here. Let's see the naval units out here. Allied armor making their way up the hill to take the position. Allied aircraft flying over, providing cover. So that's really cool to see. Looks like there's still a couple of bunkers here, but probably not for much longer. Along here, let's check out the armor column. Armor has made their way up the beaches. On the real D-Day, this would have taken much longer. Unfortunately, that's not the time we have. Allies have spotted a position. Continue to assault the Germans. Looks like they've cleared this spot and are moving to secure the town. Infantry here, shell-shocked. The carnage on the beaches. Massive losses as the Allies fought for every inch they had. That might actually be that artillery position we strafed on trying to bombard the beaches. All the good it will do for them. See, that's Omaha Beach, Maine. We've checked out south. See, they've already destroyed one of the bunkers. Here, there's still more bunkers. The infantry are moving through rocks, apparently, along the sheer cliffs. Several of the bunkers are taking hits, maybe some artillery fire too. Move their way up. A lot of losses happen right here where they tried to get to a place where they could make it up. It looks like that's a shelling still taking place. Armor moving probably unrealistically up the cliffs here. Fought hard for every inch. And they're making their way up with the infantry. P-47 flies overhead. I'm trying to catch him. Please tell me I didn't just crash it. We can see the LSTs right here as they've landed their tanks with the Higgins boats. Not far below. That little infantry company making their way up. And we can see the Allied armor and infantry engaging Germans. Making their way up on the beaches. We strafed this area a couple of times. There's still a large German presence up here. They've moved back from the beaches, attempting to hold the Allied assault back. Now, I know this is somewhat unrealistic, but I mean, it's a game. We do what we can. Allied troops are advancing. We can see several German losses here along the road and in the fields already, and they've taken up battle positions. Let's watch as the Allies assault this position. Tank shots have come in. They're starting to disperse. And now they're retreating. Except for that one right there at the tree line. And he gets hit. Close and personal with the Germans as they try to protect this road. All his friends go down and they turn their attention to him. Oh, and he goes down. Sherman tank coming up. Relentlessly pushing their way through. Looks like the infantry is marching to take the town. Within just about 23 minutes, we've gone from early bombardment to marching through the town successfully. Of course, this would have taken hours during the actual D-Day invasions. Like I said, we don't have time for that. All the Higgins boats are still here. Naval units out there. The Omaha beaches. Normandy. Sky still buzzing with Allied aircraft. Strafing run there takes out a position. Plaque position. Can we hop into the P-47? I guess we can. Sure, why not? I may have crashed the game. I believe it did. Oh no. Alright, looks like it went ahead and mission. Which is unfortunate. I was going to fly around and try to strafe that with that P-47, strafe some of that artillery position there. Oh, but we got to see so much there. As you can see, over 1,000 Allied troops, that includes the troopers, were lost in just this rendition of the D-Day landings, not even the D-Day landings themselves. But the Germans took heavier losses. They had only a few vehicles left. That includes their artillery and probably some troops. A couple of bunkers were still left alive, but damaged or out of commission. But it just goes to show you just how brutal this battle was. I mean, we looked and there was just, the beaches were just covered with people, with soldiers, men, young men who didn't even make it very much past the shore, much less up past those defensive lines on all three of the hard points that I had. The Germans just put up such a fierce resistance despite all of the bombings and the strafings and the naval bombardments of leading up to D-Day and D-Day itself. Just such a fierce resistance. We owe these men a debt of gratitude that we can never repay. And unfortunately, there's not many World War II vets left. So if you ever meet one, thank them for their service. You will never know what they went through. Even our little rendition here fails to capture just how intense, horrible, and just awful those landings were for both sides. But then that's the price to pay for freedom, and we owe these men a debt we never can repay. This represents just under approximately half of all that were lost. About 2,400 were lost on Omaha Beach alone, and we can see that here. Allies lost some ships in our rendition here and 2 aircraft, 4 aircraft. The Luftwaffe had a very limited response due to all of the things that we did in our Prelude to D-Day campaign. They really softened them up so they were almost a non-factor. They lost 5 out of 12 air defense and a whole host of troops and vehicles. Anyways, we're going to end it with that. I hope you enjoyed our Prelude to D-Day campaign and our D-Day mission here. Quite the massive mission. I know that it kind of cut out on us before we could do more, but at the same time, the Allies had secured the beaches and were marching on into the town. There wasn't a whole lot more combat left to see. It's just kind of the aftermarch. Yes, Omaha Beach, D-Day, June 6, 1944. I hope you enjoyed this mission. Be sure to leave a comment, leave a like, and hit subscribe. Really helps out the channel when you hit subscribe. I'm very pleased with how that mission turned out. It sure was a lot of fun. Air raids, naval bombardment, the landings, paratroopers, we had it all. This has been Imperial Ace. Thank you to all those who have served. We'll see you in the skies.